this is where you find me geeking out a little bit, is the symbolism in sacred geometry. The law of one, the outer circle. The circle is a symbol of unity and wholeness. For example, the snake that is eating its own tail. This is in so many cultures. It is a symbol of wholeness, connectivity, renewal, and it's a circle of it's a symbol of the never-ending circle and cycle of life. So we can also then look at the idea of the yin and the yang, that everything is contained inside of the whole. The dark and the light is contained inside of the whole. And we talked earlier about as you enter your life, you're coming into that individuated state from the wholeness, and yet you're still whole inside of that individuated state. And then if you think of your life and the Enneagram as perhaps roadmaps or tools that you use as you go through your life, here we are back again to the law of one, the law of unity, even the individual and their unity with the whole, and the individual, even as part of their path of evolution, they are evolving within the whole. So there is this idea that all of the types are valid and that we are all in this together. So as we move from the law of one to the law of three, think about how often 3, 6, or 9 is used. And you've all heard me talk about Tesla, and you will hear me talk about Tesla as often as I can. I think he's got brilliant things for us to pay attention to. And so he talks about the 3, the 6, and the 9. If you talk about prayers, things are often repeated in 3s. Choruses are often repeated in 3s. Verses and stanzas, these things are often repeated in 3s. If you look at any kind of spell work, it is done in 3s. If you look at, sacred geometry or numerology, the 3, the 6, and the 9, these are a set of 3 that rotate up to this number 9. Now, some people would say that because everything starts back at 0, that 9 is actually the end of numbers. It is the finishing or the most profound number. Now, according to Tesla, using 9, 3 times 3, is the most powerful thing you can do. And I know that if you are saying prayers or doing manifesting, 3 times 3 is always right there. We're dealing with prime numbers. So if you think about everything that interacts, we've got active force, passive force, and neutral force. So the yin, the yang, and then the reconciling force. If you think about that in terms of electricity, you've got the positive, the negative, and then you've got the ground. If you think about that in so many different formats, we have the 3 aspects, past, present, future. When people start going into very, very deep philosophical aspects of the Enneagram, they can go down rabbit holes that we're not going to go down. But here, in this moment, think in terms of the power of the triangle, the power of 3. Also, the triangle, what is it? It is the most strong structure we have. If you talk to somebody who does study symbolism or sacred geometry, they will probably help you make note of some of these things inside of the symbols. We have the law of 7, the inner hexad. Everything exists as the interaction of the 3 forces, and everything happens in the law of 7 happens around these 3 forces. Also, if you take a look at Tesla's theory on 3, 6, and 9, you will see that the use of the numbers looks very similar to this, in that the 3, the 6, and the 9 always come back into play. If you think about the law of 7 includes 7 deadly sins, 7 virtues, 7 orishas. Think about 7 days of the week. Think about all of the places where this sacred number of 7 is available. So if you step back and you want to go into any of these more deeply, I'm sure all you have to do is Google it, and feel free to share interesting things in the comments, because there's a lot that we are not going to be able to cover in this.